Right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four winds of the earth that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, okay, who are in hope of mercy and salvation, all right, during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth, okay. As you can see in the title, Woe, 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 all right. And we get that from the book of Revelation, the 8th chapter, the 13th verse, dealing with the latest news, which has come out of World War III, getting ready to break out. There's a lot of things, a lot of talks. These different leaders of these countries, the president of Ukraine. I got some footage from that, not a Jew, and even some insider of one of those WEF with Klaus Schwab, and what he had said that he wanted and what they planned. All right. Now, ultimately, the elite's plans are the Heavenly Father's plan. All right. As far as, you know, what we see happening on the planet Earth, but what they failed to realize is that the nuclear destruction that will happen, all right, will be the end of them. All right. That will be the end of the rule of Esau, Edom, and his plan for planet Earth dominance under the rule of a technocracy, which is him giving everybody a micro C-hip and him ruling from behind the scenes. All right. We always speak about movies that he has put out there, you know, a dystopian type future movie where he's basically in control and robots do his dirty work. All right. But that's not going to happen. All right. What's going to happen is there will be a nuclear war. All right. But before the nuclear war, there will be a mandating of the RFID technology. All right. Now, these things can happen back to back, but the mandating of the RFID technology has to come first. All right. It has to come first before all out nuclear war. All right. Now, there could be a pocket nuke, a dirty bomb, so to speak, that they detonate somewhere, as in this video I'm going to show you. An insider says that this is what Klaus Schwab has said, all right, which will basically bring humanity to their knees and they will succumb to the will of the global elite. That's an option, all right. And there's many other options. False flags here in the States, okay, which, you know, here you got all type of rumors, all right, dealing with since the election happened. All kind of people are saying that Trump may not even make it to the inauguration, that something may happen that may suspend the inauguration. All right. You know, so there's a lot going on. All right. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of, wonder what's happening, what's going to happen. This is going to happen. That is going to happen. Ultimately, what's going to happen is the Bible prophecies. All right. What's written in the Holy Scriptures is what's going to happen, not what these alternative media personnel says, not what an insider says, not what someone believes based upon their information they got from somebody that's in Trump's cabinet. None of that, man. None of that is what's going to happen. It may have some truth to it, all right? But ultimately what's going to happen is that America is going to be annihilated by these nuclear missiles. The elect will be beamed up, the elect of the nation of Israel, that is, and not only from America, but throughout all the planet Earth, all right? As it is written in Matthew the 24th chapter, that the Lord is going to send his angels to gather his elect from the four winds of the earth. All right, so these things will happen. What's written in the scriptures is going to happen, not what Esau, his speculation and his, what he thinks will happen, not what the global elite believe will happen. All right, that's not what's going to happen. All right, because the scriptures tell you that the bunkers that they built is merely to hide from the Lord. All right, because they know that nuclear destruction is coming. All right, because they study the scriptures. They know. All right, but they so goddamn stupid. They don't think that the Lord will make do on his end. All right, like he said he would, which would be to deliver his elect. All right, and take down their whole system. They won't come out of the bunkers and what you would call reestablish society. That's not gonna happen, man. All right, they're gonna come out of them bunkers in chains, with the Israelites whipping their backs, so to speak. So without any further ado, let's go to the first scripture here in the book of Revelation, the 9th chapter. All right. Revelation chapter 9. In the 12th verse. Bear with me a second. My daughter texting me. All right, let's go. Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. All right. It says, one woe is past. The one woe is a representation of World War I. All right. Which is what John, when he was sent to the Isle of Patmos, which is the vision that he received when you read up. All right. This vision that he received was the vision of World War I. Okay. And this is why at the end here, the angel tells him, let me see, that Revelation 9 and 12, it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. All right, so after World War I came World War II, and we're definitely in the midst of World War III right now. All right, so World War I and World War II has already passed. All right, and there's major talks right now of World War III commencing. All right, any day, and they're trying to sell this narrative of making it happen before Trump gets into office, all right, because Trump is going to bring peace to the planet Earth again, all right, which he ain't going to bring no goddamn peace, all right. The scriptures say that by peace this man is going to destroy many in the book of Daniel, the 8th chapter, which ultimately, just to clarify, that scripture is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, but that same spirit is back today, all right, with Trump making all these promises, getting ready to bring executive orders directly to his desk when he's inaugurated to get things rolling, all right. So from here, let's go to these videos. This first video I have, let's do this video that the brother Micah Allah had uploaded. The nations are at war. The third woe cometh quickly. All right. And we'll listen to this, just to show you that the spirit that's out there. All right.
Has confirmed President Biden will now allow Ukraine to strike inside Russia with long-range missiles. This marks a significant policy shift, and it comes after Biden officials condemned the North Korean deployment of troops to Russia as a possible expansion of the war.
Now, if that is to happen, that's all out war. Based upon what Russia says, all right? And not only what Russia says, but let's go to the Bible, all right? Jeremiah 49. Okay. Now, that president for Ukraine, he's a small hatter. A lot of them Ukrainians are really indeed Amalekites, all right? Let me get this real quick. I think it's the 20th verse. Yep. Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. All right. And like I said, if those Ukrainian Amalekites, all right, some of them go back to Russian stock, but if they strike Russia with the long-range missile provided by America, this is gonna spark Russia to retaliate, all right, and they're gonna retaliate something vicious, all right. Now this is all what's going on in the news, okay? So let's listen some more, and let's not forget the actual Amalekites. Those demons, small hatters, all right. They had war, all right, and been hit Iran, different targets in Iran. So they definitely are gonna bring out all the nations, all right. It's already happening. It's just a matter of time before it actually spills over, and fire gets to dissolving countries, man. All right. We talking big bombs. All right.
People have been killed in Ukraine in what is being described as the biggest Russian attack in several months. More than 200 drones and missiles were used to target Ukraine's energy infrastructure overnight, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. Ukraine is now braced for more attacks on the power grid, with winter approaching.
Now to the new developments in the war in Ukraine. Overnight, Russia launching a massive drone attack targeting power plants across Ukraine. Ukraine says at least 5 people were killed. Many are without power as freezing temperatures grip the country. Hours after the attack, President Biden, for the first time, authorized Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia with long-range missiles supplied by the U.S. Now to the new development.
In the updated version of the document, aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, but with the support of a nuclear state, is proposed to be considered as their joint attack on Russia.
You hear what he said? He said if they come with them long-range missiles and they attack us with it's American made, because Biden is the one who so-called gave them the authority to use these weapons to hit Russian targets, all right, deep inside their country. He's taking it as a joint attack, all right. And these Edomites, man, they these Edomites, that's all they know is war and destruction, man, all right. And the Lord got the spirit on them. The Lord got the spirit on Vladimir. The Lord got the spirit on all these Edomites. Not a Jew. Zelensky. All right. Biden. Okay. For these things to jump off and to jump off. To usher in Yahweh Shai's return, man. Not for them to emerge from the destruction and rebuild society. They're going to emerge from the destruction in chains and rebuild society literally, all right, with taskmasters being the Israelites. That's how they're going to emerge from the ashes, all right? They're going to emerge from the ashes to clean up the mess that they made, all right? And we're going to get scriptures to prove that.
Russia will also consider the possibility of using nuclear weapons when receiving reliable information about a massive launch of means of aerospace attack and their crossing of our state border. This includes strategic and tactical aircraft, as well as cruise missiles and drones, hypersonic and other delivery vehicles. Russia reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in case of aggression.
So not even if Zelensky doesn't use nuclear weapons, but if they use long-range attacks with drones and American-made military might, they said they got that option. If they are put to the test, they're gonna make it happen. All right.
If the enemy using conventional weapons poses a critical threat.
Israel, real news real quick. In an effort to escalate the war between Ukraine and Russia before he leaves office, President Joe Biden authorized Ukraine to use long-range U.S. missiles deep inside Russia. The use of these missiles will require direct involvement of U.S. military and NATO officials in the war. The Kremlin held an emergency meeting Sunday night. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said he'll use nuclear weapons against Ukraine if Kyiv attacks Moscow.
A lot of you are not going to like what I'm about to say, but somebody has to say it. The last 4 years under the Biden administration has been the most destructive years in American history. Biden said on national television a few days ago with President Trump and told him that this was going to be a peaceful transition. But yet, a few days after that interview, you gave Ukraine authorization to use U.S. military missiles in order to strike inside of Russia. I told y'all on my video a few days ago that side, the left, has been very quiet, and this is possibly why. So many prophets was coming out, y'all, before the election saying that they seen Kamala winning, that they did not see Trump in office, and this is possibly why. Although he was elected president, if the move that Biden just made put us in a situation where we will be seeing WW3, this is why those prophets see what it is they were seeing, okay? So some of us might be...
Which the true prophets, she ain't talking about the true prophets. All right, because the true prophets know very well and understand that the micro C-hip has to be administered first. But this is what I'm saying when I was saying earlier, that you got all these rumors, all these people talking about World War III, that, you know what I'm saying? Which really they don't know what's really going on. All right? But the true prophets have the true message, okay? Before World War III takes place, all right, the RFID micro C-hip has to be made mando. All right?
him an apology. All I'm gonna say after this is, Joe, you did it. You finally did it, Joe.
The United States never fights anybody who can fight back. We're cowards. So, yeah, America's moral authority hasn't existed for decades with the policy of the United States.
Let me bring in another scripture, all right? Just reminded me of Matthew, the 24th chapter, when Yahushua said there will be wars and rumors of wars, right? Because this is definitely a rumor. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. This is one of the major signs to show that Yahushua is getting ready to return. All right? That's all you hear on the planet Earth right now is war over here, war over there. Missiles just been dropped here. Refugees have just been bombed. You know, it's just nothing but wars and rumors of wars. All right? Which is the indicator of Yahushua making his return. All right? Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. See, we're not troubled, us who are in the know, because of the scripture right here. Yahushua said, be not troubled. All right? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right? We know when the end is going to jump off. All right? The end is going to be made manifest. All right? And we're in the end. It's being made manifest, but you going to know exactly. All right? Once Jacob's trouble kicks off, the countdown begins. All right? When lawlessness is throughout all of Babylon the Great. All right? Where there's no authority. Where there's a great pestilence, all right, a great death. These are the things that have to take place before the Third World War, which is going to end nuclear, comes on the planet Earth, which is the end. All right, when those missiles get to flying, that's the end. See, right now we're just hearing of conventional wars. Which these conventional wars are coward-ass wars. You heard the man talk about it was a mass of drones and, missiles, launched into Ukraine. But when the actual missiles, like in this video here, when we see stuff like that, oh, that's when it's over. All right, that's when it's going to be all over, and the chariots is going to be in the heavens. Okay, see, right now it's not to this point, but the boiling point is there. It's getting to the point to where all hell is going to break loose. All right, and the people are going to be brought to their knees. Okay, so going back, Matthew 24. And Salakia 6 again, I'm going to read 7 and 8. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. We're seeing that. And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, okay, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. And you see famines over there dealing with Gaza. All right, you got some of those people who are fortunate enough to make meals for those people who are feeling the famine because of the bombing going on by those small hatters. They don't have no access to food, no access to waters, all right? But you have people that are, handing out food. That's a sign of a famine. When food is being rationed out, that's a famine, all right? Manufactured, war-torn famine, okay? Still gonna have pestilences. and earthquakes in diverse places. All right. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. This is the beginning of the sorrow that's getting ready to come on the planet Earth, man. All right. Those people over there in Palestine, they over there feeling it. All right. But pretty soon, the spoiled West, the virgin daughter of Babylon, they're going to feel that type of pain. All right. To where you won't have the convenience to go to the supermarket, to go to the corner store, to use DoorDash, to use Uber Eats, to bring you in, to deliver you some food. All right. You're gonna have to be out here and fend for yourself and deal with a pestilence and war-torn streets. Okay. This is what's coming to America. Let's go back to the video. Well, not that one, this one.
The last few decades, and that would be to completely destroy the Middle East. Donald Trump is owned by the very same interests that own the U.S. Congress, and the policies are to continue to destroy the Middle East. And aside from that, the United States never fights anybody who can fight back. We're cowards. We don't pick on people who can fight back. There is a very big misunderstanding amongst the people of the world who...
And that's the scripture, the hammer of the earth. All right. How was the hammer of the earth? Let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 50:23. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? All right. Because America has hammered the entire planet since its inception. They've been at war the whole about 200 years since its inception, possibly longer. All right. How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Because this place, mystery Babylon, Babylon the Great, will be a desolation among the nations. All right, because the Lord has prescribed it. All right, he has prescribed the destruction of this place. Okay, let's get another one. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 5. And then we're going to go to 6. It says, the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, because ultimately this is what's going to happen. Okay? He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, just like my man said, they fight people that don't fight back. And they constantly bombard them with continual strokes. This is how they became the hammer of the earth. Okay? He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And this is what's getting ready. This is happening now. All right? Real soon, this Edomite is going to be, he's going to be like a chase row, because of all the bullshit he's done on the planet Earth. Okay? And ultimately, when the Lord takes this man out, the whole earth is going to be at rest. As it is written here, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, because this white man will be taken out of the power seat. All right? His whole system will come down when Yahweh Shai returns. All right? There will be no more troubling of the wicked. Let's go back to the video.
Have psychopathic, sociopathic qualities. See, for those of us who have any level of humanity, we don't want war. But there's a big problem. Those who are in charge actually have a major incentive to have war. Now, the bankers who run the world, literally by having an infinite supply of money, while us dupes allow ourselves to pay interest, we are continuing to flirt with a third world war. It seemed that people in World War II realized, especially with Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that we could not do this a third time. But apparently we've been cast under another spell and seem to forget that we do have the capacity to destroy this planet. Now, those of us who have any kind of sanity and humanity realize the dangers of this, but those who are running the world through the control of finance have a major incentive to incite war, because more important than the money that they control is the most important parameter of a tyrannical system, a tiny minority ruling over the masses. And that principle is you will never be able to rule people if you cannot divide them. So you must divide them. What divides people more than anything else? War, mass murder, horrendous crimes, torture. Things like that are good in the view of a banker.
And that's what's happening right now as we speak. All right, you got protests in America to stop the war. All right. A few months back, you had all these protests happening at these colleges, which we all know it's all set up, but they know how to divide the people. All right, because a house divided cannot stand. All right, as Yahweh Shai stated. Okay.
This is not democracy. This is a game, and it's a game of narrative. Why did the U.S. invade Iraq in 2003? Well, first of all, it was completely phony pretenses. It wasn't, oh, we were so wrong, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They actually did focus groups in the fall of 2002 to find out what would sell that war to the American people. Abe Schultzky, if you want to know the name of the PR genius. They did focus groups on the war.
And this is Psalm 64. All these Edomites coming out spilling the beans. All right? Spilling the beans on what's going on. Let's get that. Okay? Psalm 64. And we'll start at 4. The key point is the 8th verse. It says, actually we'll start at 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. All right. As you just heard my man say, they had a whole meeting on what will sell the war against Iraq. Okay. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Salakia. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Okay? And this is their own tongue falling upon them. All right? So we got prophecy all over. All right? Things popping off all over the place, man.
They wanted the war all the time. They had to figure out how to sell the war to the American people, how to scare the shit out of the American people. It was a phony war. Where did that war come from? You know what? It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually. You know that? It's weird. And the way it is that Netanyahu had from 1995 onward the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy's nothing if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark son of a bitch, sorry to tell you.
Shit is about to hit the fan. I think we're going to have a major announcement within the next 2 weeks. I don't think Donald Trump will ever be sworn into office. I think we're going to find out about what will be considered and called the crime of the century. I think we're going to hear about this soon. I know we only really have about 2 weeks until elections start having to be certified. I think we're going to see some crazy shit happen. I think everyone needs to get prepared. There's no way they're just going to let this go if everything I'm seeing is accurate. So get prepared. Shit's going to hit the fan.
All right, now let's go to this this video here, uploaded by the beloved brother Amawan Gabar. Okay, this one's not as long, but again, we're it's World War III talk. It's in the news. All right.
New this morning, Russia is warning the U.S. that if Ukraine uses our weapons, U.S. weapons, to strike their country, Russia, there could be nuclear consequences.
It's all in response to a Biden administration plan to allow Ukraine forces to use America's longer-range missiles. Our Saquon joins us from the Live Center this morning with all the latest. Good morning, Say.
Hey, good morning to you. Today marks the 1,000th day of war between Russia and Ukraine, and there's been a lot of developments in this conflict overnight. Let's start with this. Within the last few hours here, Russian President Vladimir Putin set some new nuclear rules, declaring that any attack backed by a nation with nuclear power will be considered a joint attack on his country. This warning demonstrates Putin's readiness to tap his nuclear arsenal to force the West to back down as Moscow presses a slow-moving offensive in Ukraine. And of course, this all comes after President Biden's decision to allow Ukrainian troops to strike deeper into Russian territory using these long-range weapons from the U.S. So this could make it easier for them to target Russia's weapon stockpiles, logistical centers, and airfields, and then make it harder for Russian forces to attack Ukrainian cities. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been pressing Biden for months now to allow the usage of more Western-supplied weapons. This, of course, is a big change from the Biden administration, as it has continuously shot down similar requests from Ukraine because of worries that this could escalate the war. Guys, back to you.
Yep. And like the brother's title said, yep, we're in that time. Y'all know what's right around the corner. The MOTB. All right? That's right around the corner. I know what the brother's talking about because we know and understand that MOTB has to come first, the mandating of it. All right? Because that can come and then immediately right after, war can jump off. Or there can be a so-called pocket, a nuke, a dirty bomb, so to speak, and then boom. You know, there's so many ways that these things can happen, but we know and understand for sure that MOTB will be publicly mandated. Okay, let's bring in another script before I let this video play. Let's go to what I quoted from the title, Revelation, the 8th chapter. Okay? Because this is it, man. All right? We here. Revelation chapter 8, verse 13. And behold, and I beheld, Salakia, and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe. All right. This is synonymous with 3 world wars. 2 of them are past already. Okay. We're in the midst of this 3rd one. Okay. To the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. All right. It's coming. All right. Now let's go to the 11th chapter real quick. Revelation 11 and 14. All right. Really, when we read the 13th verse, this is talking about the 3rd war being ended with nuclear destruction. Let's start here. Okay. Revelation 11 and 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. All right, that great earthquake is going to come by the nuclear missiles hitting the planet Earth. Matter of fact, the scriptures tell you the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Let's get that. I believe that's Isaiah. Yep, Isaiah 24. Isaiah chapter 24. I'm going to start at 19. Well, let me see. Yeah, we'll start at 19. Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. And what's going to move it? These missiles. All right? These missiles, you know, these missiles is what's going to move the planet Earth. This is why the elect are going to have to be off the planet Earth. This is why it's written that in Revelation the 18th chapter, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. Those plagues are talking about them missiles being like that. All right? Those are the plagues that the missiles are going to be a plague, man. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get that first. Let's get that in the book of Revelation 18, where the Lord says, come out of her, my people. All right? Because that's dealing with the deliverance. That we don't, be destroyed when the missiles are touching down and shaking the earth and rocking the earth back and forth like a drunkard, man. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord is just about ready to cook this place. All right? Overkill. And the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Everything that America has done, all right? Not just to the children of Israel, but mainly to the children of Israel, and everything they've done throughout the entire planet, the Lord has remembered. All right? The Lord ain't swept what they've done under the rug. Okay? The Lord has not swept what they have done under the rug, man. They got to pay for it. And the way the Lord is going to make them pay is through his righteous indignation. All right? His righteous anger. All right? Which is going to be those nuclear missiles. And it's going to cause the earth to be moved exceedingly. All right? Verse Isaiah 24 and 19 again. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right? The whole planet Earth is going. That's how crazy the shaking of these missiles dropping down and the loud noise is going to be when these missiles actually touch down, man. Okay? Esau can't make a movie to depict it. All right? Verse 20 again, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Meaning Babylon the Great. Esau, Edom's power structure. All right? That beast system. The Lord is going to take them out with their own nuclear missiles. All right? Here it is, 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And that's the elite bankers. The Lord is going to punish them. All right? He's going to make them use them missiles to destroy their own system. All right? And then he's going to punish them with 1,000 years of slavery and a ratification and to be eradicated after that 1,000 years of slavery. All right? So let's yeah, I said Revelation 11. Revelation 11 and 13. It says, matter of fact, let's go Revelation 11 and 12, since I read Revelation 18 and 4. All right. It says, and they heard of a great voice from heaven. The they is talking about the elect. Going back to Revelation 18 and 4, where the Lord said, come out of her, my people. Okay. That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. Well, this is being reiterated here in the 11th chapter. All right. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right. What is that? Wisdom of Solomon 5. Let's get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. And I got this last video to show, and that'll be it. All right. We'll start at the top. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. This has already taken place. The righteous man is standing in great boldness before these devils' faces. Okay? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. All right? And they are. Trust and believe you me, they are afraid of how many Israelites are out there teaching this word. All right? And they're especially afraid of the One West Israelites. All right? Predominantly Great Millstone, but all of the One West Israelites, all right, they fear. Okay? It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they looked for. All right? And their enemies beheld them, going back to Revelation 11 and 12. All right? Let's read it. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. That cloud is a so-called UFO. All right? Which is is going to be the fathership. The huge, the big UFO, the one that John saw. The one that Ezra saw in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right. Verse 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, meaning a complete number of men are going to die. All right. When these missiles drop. All right. You're going to have anybody on the soils of America, you're done. Anybody in the land of Israel, you're done. In certain other parts of the world that are going to be hit with nuclear missiles, you will be done. All right. There will be a complete number of death when these missiles touch down. All right. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the powers of heaven. All right. The remnant being the elect, they're going to be afraid at how great this destruction and devastation is going to take place on the planet Earth, because they're going to see it from a bird's eye view from the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel. All right. So let's go to this last video, and this will be it. Now this is like I mentioned, the insider that spoke on Klaus Schwab and what he said. Let's see. Let's listen.
Klaus Schwab, the co-founder of the World Economic Forum, has long pursued his vision of a centralized dystopian future under elite control. But according to a Davos insider, he now sees time slipping away. With growing resistance to globalist agendas, Schwab believes his endgame must be executed swiftly, before January the 20th, ushering in the ultimate shift towards the enslavement of the human race.
It was late, one of those hours where everyone's tired and mistakes are bound to happen. The room felt cold and way too bright, with harsh lights making everything look sharp and uncomfortable. Then Klaus walked in, quick, deliberate, like he already knew what was about to go down. He went straight to the head of the table, scanning the room as if he could read every thought just by looking. Then he spoke. "The American dream. It's over," he said. His voice was calm, but had this edge, like he wanted to see how it would hit us. "It's going to become the American nightmare." He stopped there, letting the silence stretch out, like he was waiting for someone to react. No one did. He leaned on the table, gripping the edge like he was bracing himself, or holding something back. His hand shook, but it wasn't fear. It was more like adrenaline. Like he was fired up, maybe even thrilled, and the whole room could feel it. Nobody said a word. He started laughing. Short, jagged bursts of it, like he was startled by his own audacity. It was unnerving. His eyes darted around the room, locking on each of us, searching for any hint of doubt or disapproval. He seemed electrified by the unease he was creating, feeding off it like a parasite. Then came the most chilling part. He described his vision. A nuclear detonation, carefully orchestrated to shatter the world's old structures. "We must burn the house down to rebuild it," he said, his voice trembling with a fervor that bordered on madness. "From the ashes we will forge a society in our image. A world where humanity is no longer a chaotic mess of free will, but a symphony of controlled efficiency." The room was silent. No one dared challenge him. He and his cronies had planned every detail. A global catastrophe that would destabilize nations, erase borders, and force humanity to kneel at the feet of the new order. His order. I left that meeting knowing one thing for certain. This man wasn't just envisioning control. He was lusting for it, and he'd stop at nothing to achieve it, even if it meant dragging the entire world into the abyss.
But the elite are not going to have it all their own way.
And that's he's one of those insiders. Now, if that actually happened, hey, we know, all right, that America's gonna go out, and it's gonna go out violent. Matter of fact, we'll end it with Revelation, the 18th chapter again. Let's get that. And I'll place that link in the description box if you want to go check it out from the People's Voice. All right. Revelation chapter 18 and 21, it says, "And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." All right. Because America's going to go out violently. It was established and erected on violence. And as it is written in Galatians, the 6th chapter, the 7th verse, the Heavenly Father is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. All right. He's sown violence, and he's going to go out with violence. So with that, Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Giving all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we on to the next video. Shalom.